Since its initial release, Friday Night Funkin' has grown to be one of the most popular VSRGs to come out ever. But while that initial growth is something good, there are bound to be some bad apples in that community. A myriad of Friday Night Funkin' mod creators have been outed either for their actions towards minors, or just because those creators were just down bad to begin with. Today I will take a look at the Friday Night Funkin' community and point out some of the issues that have to be addressed. But first, let's briefly introduce what this game is about. The game is a simple rhythm game project done by Ninja Muffin 99, Kawaii Sprite, and Phantom Arcade. The game is centered around the boyfriend trying to get the girlfriend. The game also has a myriad of songs and difficulties to choose from, with 7 week being on new grounds. The game also has a big modding community dedicated to creating beautiful mods with some banger songs. And with the introduction out of the way, let's start addressing the problems one by one. The demographic of the game is mainly aimed towards people in the 8 to 14-year-old range, but that demographic also presents a big issue. Most of that younger demographic tends to be impatient, and sometimes small issues might be created if the demographic doesn't approve of either the mod or their creator. I've seen so many people and so many mods get cancelled over either small issues or a sensitive topic that I will cover in the next segment. Before we go on with the topic at hand, I gotta put a content warning. Click off this chapter of the video if you don't want to be unsettled by what I will cover. This part contains contents of the predatory nature, and I will try my best to censor whatever I can to spare you the pain. Friday Night Funkin' had some of their most talented creators cancelled, either because said creators cannot handle criticism or because they were outed as predators. One of these instances I followed closely was Samurai Ultra, who was outed for inappropriately interacting with minors, drawing NSFW of them on his alternate Twitter account, and mistreatment of his mod team. He tried apologizing, but his apology had several issues both with wording and with grammar, and people didn't buy his apology. At least, as far as I remember. He was also outed for overworking one of his coders, Tei, to near-death exhaustion. After all of this, his career plummeted to the ground, and his mod got indefinitely cancelled and trashed on the Game Banana site. And to add salt to injury, the Geometry Dash community also took a note of that, and that pretty much left him with no community to go to. Another case I followed was the Mace. I won't go into too much detail, but I will link a video Toastify made of him that goes into way more detail than what I'm about to cover. He was outed for doing multiple things. One of them is interaction with minors, poor responses to the backlash, and the continued disgusting behavior he had around minors after that. And because of the backlash he caused for himself, he permanently deleted his YouTube channel. Following all allegations and backlash, his mod got indefinitely cancelled and deleted. Future Wave here. I managed to find one build that's still available. I'm sorry for gaslighting you, but yeah. Here starts my intermission. Back to the past lonely weep. And those are two of the major examples I've seen so far from this community. I'm not sure if I've seen something worse than those two cases alone while I still play the game. And just for clarity, if such cases happen, do not be afraid to report them. Inappropriate interacting with minors in itself is considered a felony. Report those people to the police and get them to seek professional help. And even if that doesn't help, just stop interacting with them and let their careers plummet to the ground. And I think this was enough of an example of the behavior I've seen and heard about so far. And now I will give my opinion on these issues. Personally, I think that appeasing younger demographic is difficult, given that kids tend to be impatient most of the time. Kids are known to be impatient, impulsive, and sometimes not understanding of a serious situation. That said, some happen to be swayed by predators. Speaking of predators, every community has them, but the most frequent outings always come from the FNF community for whatever reason. And I think that even some of the medium-sized to the big creators of this community don't want to be a part of it due to either the toxicity coming from the community or because of issues like the ones I mentioned. And as far as I've heard, those FNF creators are labeled as predators that just turned 18. Which is around my age, bro? What the f***? These cases I've seen so far left a sour taste in my mouth for both the game and its community, which was one of the main drivers for me to completely stop playing the game in general. I do not like undermining the work of others, but the game has genuine issues within its community. And if it keeps up like that, it might as well destroy the reputation of the entire game in general. The community needs more people to police it and some way to appease its demographic and not anger it to the point of lashing out at its creators. This was a video about the problems in Friday Night Funkin' and my opinion in this community. If you like what you saw, click the like button and subscribe to my channel if you want more content. And if you wanna see a game or a particular player covered, let me know in the comments. Also, thank you for 150 subscribers. That wouldn't be possible without you. And here's another 150. Thank you for watching, and until next time.